Kublai pi baro bat hakni ka por nga pediang snobha I kinong pet jongi shakni ka program jongi food diaries kabaya day bat ka jingshet bat ki rukom shet baper bat kalong ka sin ka baning kong bat nga da snow tanat sha bangin don hakani ka restaurant ka bangi khot ka Olivia's Kitchen bat ni pediang snobha I Uttam Thangkhiew iba ngala geo snow iba don kata ka skill set haka jingshet jong I bat hakani ka por ki ba pet lang I baro nganget ba pin la yo ke ba pla ba pi yo I ba I Uttam impeningi ki rukom shet baper but kijing bam ki baper. So Uttam, welcome to Food Diaries.
So
it's a pleasure to have you with us.
It is also a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, we are really happy. Dito ang lang kini ki audience jongi kaba fin pati ka
in shed what is called steak cut when we use kadai tenderloin.
Okay.
Tenderloin kadai the softest cut of beef that you can buy in the market. Ikit na kadukan khat vela bha po molai.
Yes.
In shed the tenderloin will be in island but sauce bangi with vegetables and sun-dried tomatoes and then in serve lang but beans bang in saute but butter. Also mantasni in shed in salad called blue cheese salad.
Okay.
Blue cheese is an imported cheese which has a very strong pungent flavor but tang pindalama hi finsa so we'll be doing that today.
Alright, thank you bala yo swing tasi kadai ke ka ba ningkong ru bang yo ikani ka jingshet ka ba compare which is what you call the steak.
Yes, and a blue cheese salad.
And blue cheese salad. Ti nganget iki badon ningkat bangim tasi kadai ke ka ba compare ko bang laong but straight away I think Uttam let's just get started with the cooking.
Yes.
For this, would you just tell our audience what are the ingredients which is normally used?
Yeah, the steak in hidden sauce bang ishna hi hangi po Olivia's Kitchen. We have parsley, we have blanched vegetables, and only sun-dried tomato ru bang ishna hi hangi po Olivia's Kitchen, plus a little local soyang wine to deglaze the pan.
Okay.
And for a blue cheese salad, we done blue cheese dressing, kiniki cranberries and almonds, bacon, radish micro from Simple Green Foods, and cucumber and a little bit of tomatoes. Kuwaiti bit of shed you steak on a pan. There's a lot of ways to shed steak. You can grill it, you can cook it in a pan, you can bake it also if you want. I don't recommend baking it. In a pan, always remember hot pan, hot oil.
Yes.
Before you put your steak.
Ti kumba fila yos no? Kajat jingshet yung new steak. Kajingklut kadai ban don ka jingklut ha ka kanika pan lane ka tawa. Tawa but kajingklut jong kading mday ba pin the pishat na ka wake ka rukom jingshet kumba ki video ki shet no baking and all that ka ba pinod kam ki oven nga try finum yo tau authentic steak.
So this steak should I salt and pepper all around. Very important but your seasoning. So first what we're going to do is we will form a crust on the steak.
Okay.
So for that I need hot pan, hot oil as I said. As you can see we're smoking now, so we are ready to drop our steak. So we let that sit. We have to be patient with forming our crust. I pour a steak butter.
Kamut kani habshu anta hi for the crust. What do you say?
Karukom shed steak because you can overcook a steak very easily. For me, having cooked hundreds and probably almost 1,000 steaks in Mishra, for me it's more I go by touch, but the basic concept of steak they long cut and tight, so if it's still if your touch is still loose, would come but then according to me a steak should be eaten rare, but
Shinikin ong bakampat I. They would want the meat well done.
Well done.
Yes.
I mean, a well done steak is never something I as a chef
Yeah,
would recommend to
right.
anybody again.
Yeah.
So we'll just wait, we have to be a little patient with
Yeah.
forming our crust here, and then so once we form a crust,
Huh.
we're going to go ahead and add butter and garlic.
Yeah.
And we're going to baste it. So the reason why we baste is kakkarang eat,
Huh.
kadok kanam long dry.
Yes.
So the butter helps it keep it moist and juicy on the inside thing.
Yeah. So when was the first time you actually had your memory of doing the first
I've
steak?
been fortunate to have traveled since I was a kid, so I've been eating steaks for a very long time. But professionally cooking steaks, the first time was at a restaurant in Portland, Oregon called the Woodman Tavern, where I professionally cooked my first steak ever. I used to work with a guy called Doug Adams. He's a season 12 Top Chef USA finalist. So I professionally learned how to cook steaks around Dougie. So I've been professionally cooking steaks for about 5 years now.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it's been fun, but I've been back in Shillong for quite some time, so
Yeah.
I haven't had opportunities. And that's why I'm very happy to have people like Vailava who are providing us our steaks in that. So now what I've done is I've added butter and garlic, and I'm gonna start basting my steak. So when we baste, I don't want too high of a flame.
Okay.
So basically, like I said, this is Tang Manchu Eat.
Right.
So we'll do this for about 4 to 5 minutes, or lesser if it cooks faster than that. So kaniri is just when kanum dry a dog. That's it basically to prevent the drying of the meat. All I have here is butter and garlic. I love garlic, so you'll see a lot of garlic today when I cook.
No, I think it's a wonderful ingredient to dishes. It adds.
Definitely one of the best
Yeah.
things that God has given us, I
Yeah.
think. And butter is something that I always tell my cooks and people who work for me that there's never too much butter.
Yeah.
But then of course there's a lot of people out there who don't like
I know.
too much of butter. So as I said, I go by feel. So I'm not there yet, I'm not happy yet. So I'll give it another minute. So if you can come close, you can see that now there's like a beautiful brown crust all around.
Yes.
So now all I'm doing is cooking it to the desired temperature. Today we'll be cooking our steak a little over red, medium-ish.
Yeah.
But I will not cook a steak over medium because then I'm
That's not a steak then.
doing justice. Yeah, correct.
Dia kumba ki badan lang bagi mta sweetie. Ya kini ka do kabangi ni khot ka steak. Di Uttam ila ai ka makhon, but runsun but kani ka makhon umdai ban pen I ya ka do kadai tang ka ban chupen no. Men chupen ya ka do kan dia bakan terkhong.
Minta hakani bol ngaran parsley, coriander, but slapyak.
Okay.
So basically parsley dengan tip that I got you, but parsley I'm sure barok kita bhi.
Yes.
So what we're going to do here is we're going to rest. What is called resting. So we'll let this
will rest here?
we'll rest that for a while.
To kani ka do pada menta ko matlei. This is the resting period kamot tang ba kan shu
Basically kani ngile ba because so the kadok it has water content. So when you introduce it to heat, the water tends to run to the middle.
Yeah.
So during the whole cooking process, larang odd you new steak menta am na pedeng kan satu dat ko shaban. So basically ka resting am kadiban ipor bakin ya to get juices throughout the whole piece of meat can long redistribute yang ek juice.
Ti menta pada udon uslapiat parsley and
Coriander.
Dhania. But kumba ya kibadan lang bat menta kasi balay ba I Uttam iong ba kani ka resting period ba nang ba aba ka klut ka do aba pi ot ya kani ka do kani ka clean bat ka jong ka do ka num mi ti aba ka kala ka do kala yo kani resting period aba pi ot kini ki juice hapo ka do kin don kin long kin don ha baro ko ka piece.
So now what I'm doing is I've taken a pan.
Okay.
What we have here is butter, the garlic from the basting of the steak, more. And then we also have this chopped garlic, which is cooked in butter and honey.
Okay.
So now we're gonna go ahead make our sauce. So the sauce is very simple. No, it's basically a butter sauce. With, like I said, soyang wine. Then we have our Olivia's Kitchen steak sauce, sun-dried tomatoes.
Okay.
Sun-dried tomatoes you can buy it from any store.
Yeah.
But we prefer to make our own. So that is that. We'll melt the butter first, give it a minute, let the pan get hot also.
Thì cái này pada menta kadai ka sauce menta ka steak, kadon ka makan, nang ta utu ronsun ubala don lang maneh ba sbi ekani kado, nang ta pada what else?
Right now we also have chopped udansun bala chop, bala shet hakamakon but kanap.
Okay.
So now we'll just bring it up to heat a bit. I like tunani bakan come brown net ka butter but pihak kenal perlu fishat ba karan ka brown but karan ka burn.
Yeah, kanum ingkong.
Ka burn kala hoy kala ingkong.
Yes,
Brown is nice and beautiful and good to the mouth.
Goldenish brown.
Yes, hoy.
Yeah.
Tamaga burn long you don't want burn butter. So now kala come brown you can get. I'll just add the soyang wine. This soyang wine comes from my very good friend Jade of Kinjai Cloud Kitchen.
Okay.
So we'll just reduce that. One thing when you're cooking with wine is always I pour like a wine bakan eat.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'm going to jing smart and wine is a little too strong.
Yeah.
So now that this is brown and nice, we'll go ahead and add the Olivia's Kitchen steak sauce. What I'm going to do here is add a little vegetable stock that we always have around. Then my sun-dried tomatoes, my blanched vegetables.
Si kumba play nalor kani pada sa kani ka wine jong soyong nang ta pada sa ka what was that you had added after that?
The Olivia's Kitchen steak sauce.
Yes, the steak sauce ka ba kishnai hing po Olivia's Kitchen but kini ki jur ki bala Shupen na malumala po ka uklud. But sun-dried tomato, they sausaw ba?
So basically sun-dried tomato ni shim u sausaw, the odd veggies as you can see, and then what we do is we toss it hapo olive oil. So there's a little bit of olive oil, then little herbs, and then we bake it in the oven. So katuka baking is what. Actually, sun-dried tomatoes are tomatoes that are dried out in the sun. But then obviously, we have to.
We don't get strong heat.
So what we do is we bake it.
Yeah.
So we bake it not very high temperature. So this is cooking. What I'm gonna do is take another pan. I'm gonna put this aside. And let it cook. So again, butter, like I said, I use a lot of butter.
Butter is always a welcoming thing unless, some people who are a little
health conscious.
But I think once in a while it's good to indulge.
So just very easy, very simple. I've taken just butter and then blanched
French beans?
Yeah, haricot beans. And then just a little bit of salt and that's it. This will be the base for our steak. So we'll let this cook for a bit. So my beans are done. My sauce is almost ready. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and slice our steak, for which I will on this side. First thing about slicing steak is steak am kadan ni lines. Po ba ki cut ka grain. So ka grain jong kani da fila ban pe jang ni am kaya nang ni siya tay no.
Yes, yes.
So we never cut along.
Okay.
It's always against.
Yeah.
And the reason why we do that is because when we cut along am kan sa juat.
Okay.
So always
the way of cutting ru kala ban penjuat
hoi. If I cut along am, it will 100% kan sa juat.
Okay.
Tama, that's why if in the pen to don't line am baya nang ni siya tay.
Yes.
So we will go against.
Okay.
And also one more thing about cutting steak is always use the sharpest knife that you have, because you don't want to saw.
Yes, yes.
You want it to be nice and clean.
Yes. Oh, that looks wonderful. Look at the color.
Yeah, this is, like I said, we are gonna cook this to medium.
Yeah.
So I prefer it a little more bleedy, but then not today. Since we're cooking it.
Yeah. As you can see, kanika rukam long jong ka do ru hajing shisha kan kam long kam dei bang kan da long I than hadu kan ni dei tam ta kan ka program pa dei I Uttam I ong ba ka le tam ta ka program ba kan kam I malumala dian ki pet kan ka rong ka steak jing shisha ki long kum dei kum bagi shet do ro sayeng bang ina pen I ba ka rong jong ka do ro ka kala rong brown the nice color. Oh, that's a beautiful fragrance.
It's all the beautiful mushrooms. By the way, the mushrooms that we use are smoked mushrooms.
Smoked?
Yeah.
Okay.
We smoke our own mushrooms in our little smoker here. So we're just gonna let this cook in the pan. And then now what I'm going to do is give it a splash of balsamic vinegar. Also, one thing you might, if you have long come careful, you're going to get balsamic vinegar because come day back in bang with baro.
Yeah, yes.
So I'm just going to, I think, get it.
The kamut ikiba pet but ni mentang si badon bagi food diaries. Any kind of vinegar kila ban pendon kam ni specifically
for steak and recommend balsamic lani ka red wine. I'm ka red wine no kabang, but then I would not recommend synthetic or rice wine.
Yeah.
Because steak is kami hab and flavor profile.
Got a nice acidic touch to it, ne?
So our steak is done and ready.
Okay.
So I don't know if anybody has ever mentioned this on Food Diaries before, but the reason why we plate food is namarba finally bam hanu dukan ne hey. The first thing but you eat shoy ka bam.
You feast with your eyes first, nahi te.
So that's the reason I'm just gonna lighten this sauce a little bit.
Because no matter how good the food might be, if it's not presented well, I think it's like 40 to 60% is your eating and your seeing. Yeah.
So that's why, like, there's a lot of stress in good restaurants and places, you know, for
presentation. How you present food,
So, like, honestly speaking, this is where like, most of your flavor is. And then to finish, very easy, very simple, just a lot of parsley. Never feel shy with your herbs, because I don't.
Right.
Now that that is ready, Steady, give us fork, spoon, knife. So salad kumbaga ong, very simple, very easy. Ready a new bowl. Uni lettuce, they from my very good friends from Tindrai.
Okay.
It's an
From
upcoming
Tindrai?
hall.
All the way from there? Good.
No. There's a new company coming up that's called Tindrai.
Okay.
They do hydroponics. It's
Beautiful.
from-
I know
it's
hydroponics.
from-
Yes,
it's,
yes.
It's from the Bethany family.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Cyrus, very good friends of mine.
Yeah.
The iceberg is from them.
Yeah.
They have been providing me with very beautiful lettuce to work with.
Yeah.
So kung mga batay minhe dan sokya u cranberry almonds, bacon, and then kanika blue cheese dressing
Yeah.
with ishnahi. So one thing when you clear salad, never ever put your dressing on the top
Yeah.
because kansalang. Always to the side, and then I'm going to give it a splash. And I think I'm going to red wine, but clear but olive oil. And then that's it. Just give it a toss. So the blue cheese can be try kini abang lu ken baro sometimes ini nama.
Hindi kim dalong use
Alright.
Yeah, it's a
So-
basic cheese. Yeah,
Alright.
but then you keep different types of cheese.
Kini ka blue
Kandang
cheese.
shimpor, but can cultivate the palate for that, no?
Ka blue cheese nga kinda ang kaya compare nga should compare with jimbang turumbay.
Alright, yes.
Bili ki babang ki turumbay ki bangi,
Yes.
bang ki ang bang tre, but bang
Yes,
it's the
yes.
same thing. Like
Yeah.
kung mahilig nga kabang ki turumbay, my brother will not even sit on the table.
Yeah.
During the so blue cheese is the same. It's a hit or miss. Either you love it or you don't. So I'll just finish with a little bit of bacon and then cookie, cranberries and almonds. Yeah, I think we're ready to eat.
Alright. Dia kini kibam. Kiba dep
Almost
and
forgot.
yes.
Radish. We don't just put micros and everything is planned. So the radish is something that goes really well with the steak.
Okay.
Hence we have some radish micros.
Yeah. Iminta pa dia. Katu kalalong ka jing up ka ba. I was a little impatient. Nga la ibang so la up siya. But kiba doon ka si rupi na kwa bantip nga hit ba karong kumno ka ni ka steak. Ibinipet man ta.
The moment of truth.
No, I'm very sure that it looked. I just want your tomatoes. Yeah, together. And
I hope you enjoyed that
this
bite.
is awesome. The meat is like, of course, a little bit more
Yeah.
than for yeah.
I didn't want to scare you with blood
No,
bleeding
I'm
out.
fine for all that. Wow, kajing po sa mga naman kajing bang kami ka steak ka pala. Here at Olivia's Kitchen with Uttam.
Thank you.
Iba, wah, ban mat, ini ka judging ba, kani ka day ka jaka ka ba, biyang the best steak in town, if I
Thank
should
you
say.
so much.
This has been the only steak that kani ka do, mga ba pipet man niya, kinwat man ang dada ki ba pet yung kado kanang saw, kapatalong, kata ka
Pati.
pet pati. Lay ba pibang ba dia? Kasi po ka sintur. Right, and we go to
The blue cheese?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
please.
I'll get that out.
The blue cheese salad. Bang on.
Thank you.
Habang ibang salad, hintay kung kasi ting clear salad, hindi kijur clear. And these kind of salad, the crunchiness that comes
Alright.
with the salad,
It's a lot to do with, firstly, good lettuce,
lettuce,
and second,
for
the
the
other
first time,
components.
I know a lot about hydroponics,
Uh-huh.
but I'm very interested in that line. And the first time mga bamboo niya, which is grown that way.
Hydroponically.
Salad was sure never be hit. Apo giyaw gihat niyo. Uttam, nay, ada udang wana nakte tu udang dan tu jing shran nay unie, different taste altogether. Ushran da, but egg blue cheese. Nanget ki bambang blue cheese abap yuan ba mangi you'll be converted. You will love the blue cheese.
Thank you so much.
And especially because you've added your own dressing to
Yeah,
that. Yes?
I mean, one thing we're very proud of is that we do a lot of things in-house.
Yeah.
We make all of our dressings in-house. We try to do as much as we can in-house.
You add, so to say, you have your own signature touches to whatever food that you dish out.
Yes.
Right?
We try to make it as personal as we can.
Yeah, right. So which is what I get from this dish. So thank you, Uttam, for having us.
Thank you so much for coming
and
over.
We look forward to being with you once again.
Yes.
And I'm very sure we'll get a lot of your personal touch in the dishes that you'll be showing us.
We will definitely do more fun stuff.
Yes, yes, we will do that. But nakani ngin penkot mo ngin program joni hila ban try ban le ay kini hayem kalong ke ke bapher bada phimna one chapo Olivia's kitchen but nakani penkot mo food diaries tat hadu mi hesha ko ko le shi ko ti baro.
Thank you.